Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We are a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Links you right over here. And as usual, we got an unboxing for you today. Before we open this, let me tell you something. I know we've been hitting a wave of Android dual processor watches that have been coming out. A bunch of them, and I've got a comparison video in the plans. It's going to be a little while, but boy, is it going to be detailed. So stick around for that one. In the meantime, I want to tell you another wave are these kind of watches. These are your standard fitness kind watches, but they all do ECG plus PPG. Now, we've done several watches with that technology, but wow, I got at least 10 that I could order right now in addition to this one and another one that are already here. I may get a few of those, and in the show notes, I'll give you links to each and every one of them. So if you're interested in this ECG type technology, you can check out the listings on all of them. And of course, you're going to see the review of this one and a comparison with another one in just a moment. But yeah, the wave is coming for multiple ways of looking at human health, in particular heart health, in particular heart wave and heart rate variability and blood pressure and pulse and all kinds of things. So stay tuned. 2019 is going to be quite an evolving year for this technology. All right, I'm opening this puppy up, as you can tell, getting into the box, which is really nicely packaged. It's got a little insert, boing, to keep the watch in position. And here it is. Now, we are going to go further, but for right now, I want to stop and give you a warning. This watch is great, and this does not apply to this watch, but I want to officially announce fraud in the watch community with relationship to ECG watches. That's right. If you recall, we did a video on a watch called the DT28 by No. 1 Watch Company, which pairs with the Fundu suite of apps, in particular Fundu Pro. In that review, you saw that the ECG watch would behave as you expected. If you put it on, you have the electrodes touching your arm, but you're supposed to press and hold the screen rather than hold another electrode. And when it tethered to that app, if you watch that review, you'll see that you get a simulated heart rate wave that really looks real, that continuously runs tethered to the watch. I was under the understanding that was a prototype and that was just a simulation that would be fixed later. Well, it never was. As of now, there's another watch on the market from Microwear, of all people, the L7. That watch behaves just like the DT28, but you don't even need to press the screen. You just put it on, move it to the ECG function, and let go, and it'll automatically start looking like an ECG chart on the screen, but it's fake. The app next to it will automatically start up recording an ECG chart, but it's fake. And there's no indication that you're getting bogus data. Now, bogus is one thing, but it's accurately looking. It looks like you're healthy. And the only reason a lot of people are buying these things is because they may have heart issues. So, fraud alert, warning. I'm going to show you links to a lot of watches that have ECG in them, and a lot more are coming. If they pair with Fundu, do not buy them. They are fake. Okay? Warning put out there. It's a strong one, and I will withdraw it if they ever demonstrate that it's real. But to this day, on any watch from any person, we have not had a chart that looks anything other than simulated. Therefore, I declare it fake, especially because in EKG or ECG, you have to have 2 electrodes on one side of your body and touch the opposite side to a third electrode. You have to have 3 electrodes. It's electro, folks, electrocardiograph. You can't just put it on and have it make a chart. It doesn't work that way. Soapbox off. Okay. Thank you for letting me rant. Here we go, the English version of the Smart Fitness Bracelet User's Manual for this, what the heck? I haven't even showed you what it is. This is the XANES, X-A-N-E-S, XANES Z03. That's the name of it. Comes to us from Banggood. Again, check the show notes. We'll get you a buying link and hopefully a discount for it. It's color screen, IP68 waterproof. You're about to see what all it does, including ECG charts. Tethered to the, what do you call, the WearHeart suite of apps. There's 4 or 5 different ones. They all do the same thing, just look a little bit different. So you can tether to any of them. It's the same as the other ones we've seen that do really well. It uses the Texas Instrument chip in here. So I got a good feel for this one, that you're getting a legitimate, at least, heart wave that your doctor could interpret probably. So here we go. Here's what it's got. It's a standard size, comes in 3 different colors, 240 by 240 screen. You get 5 to 7 days of use, about 15 days of standby, and yeah, all in all, it's a nice little watch. Let's take a look at the manual now. Here we go. Got the picture of it, and then you start getting into the QR code that you can scan. And that little icon, the blue one with the heart in the middle of it, I'm pretty sure that's WearHeart. Yep, it says download WearHeart. WearHealth also works, and there's a few others. I'll have those listed in the show notes as well. Here's some of the screens that you're going to see. And it does a few more functions than a couple of the other ones that we've already reviewed, probably because it's newer and they're adding a few additional features to it. I'm going to show you that in just a second as well. And there you go, the whole manual. Okay. Yikes! I forgot the charging wire. It was actually in the box, but I took it out to charge the watch, and I forgot to put it back in for the unboxing, so this was in the box. It's a really different, unique 2-pin with a little raised platform type of connector. I wanted to show it to you, and that's really recessed, because it's very odd, and not something you're going to find for any other watch. It's also not very strong, and it tends to fall out easily. So just something to take note of when you charge this one. Make sure you've got it in there good, not cattywampus. That's a word. Look it up. So that it'll actually charge overnight. But, you know, you got long standby on this thing, so it's not really that big a deal unless you run it all the way down. Okay. Let's move this stuff out. Let's turn it on. Now, you notice there's no buttons on this one, and I'm going to be comparing it to the N58, this one. Notice I have the bands off of this one. This has been my my standby one I always carry with me in my pocket. It has one button. Everything operates by the button. There's no sensitivity to the screen. This one's just the opposite. I press and hold down here in the bottom, and it activates it. Now, they both have flat tires. This says ECG Watch. This is just black. And they have a variety of bands and such. And again, I got to push the button on this one, so I'm going to move over on this side to just kind of give you the layout. There you get the watch faces, and here you get your step count and calories burned and all that stuff, and here they're on separate screens. Then you get into your heart rate screen, and that looks like that. And they both flash the green diodes, and they seem pretty good in their measurements. Here's the blood pressure. I just took them both simultaneously on different fingers and got different numbers, so I can't really quantify how accurate these are. You get to the ECG one, we'll come back and show you that on both of them. Here's the sleep time, and now they get kind of a little bit different. This has got 4 different sports sections you can go into, and then the find the phone, and then a timer, and then your messages if you're tethered to your phone, and then the sleep time. This one starts in after the ECG with sleep time, then the messages, then the 4 or 5 different sport things you can go into, and a timer, and the find the phone. And finally, you get an off button here with the N58 name, and it's back to the watch faces. This one now, however, after you get through all of those things, has lightness, which is actually brightness. I press and hold on here. Come back here, and it go into the mode where you can actually change the brightness, and it's at its lowest point right now, and it's plenty bright. Watch this. I can brighten it. You see how the light bulb is just like washing out on the screen? There, full bright. Really easy to see outdoors and flexible enough, we got to go back into it though, to dim it all the way down indoors. So that's something I really like about this one, is you've got that control over brightness. We don't find that on this one. Also, you got to lock it in. Also, this one has themes, which when you click in here, are your different watch faces. So you can adjust them from an icon right here. To give you an idea of what they look like, we can kind of cycle through the thumbnails here. We've got a nice digital one and 3 different analog ones. Let's put it on the digital one. That's the one I like because you see everything. Time and steps and heart rate and calories burned, battery and Bluetooth. So on this one, that's right, the button on the side. We have this one with digital with blue barrier. We've got that one. This one, another analog, very simple analog one. There's the complex analog with circles. There's a digital wide brown background with red and white letters, and then we're back to the blue one. So those are the sequence of the different watch faces that you've got. But you're not here for that. You want to check out the ECG function, right? So let's do this. Let's get over here. I'm going to put this one on. So we're going to do it the right way. And you can see how it works. With it in place, and again, your arm should be a little bit wet right here. Mine is because it's kind of warm right now. Fingers should be wet for touching the sides. You get your hair out of the way. I got to shave my arm again. Come in here, press and hold, and we start the ECG chart. When I press or hold lightly on the bezel, you see I get the signal. And you can tell it's real because if I mess around with it, it changes, right? If I hold nice and still, which is what I'm supposed to do, you can see the peaks of the wave. Now, this is kind of different than the other one. It seems the strong wave is going down, right? On this one, which I usually test right here, when I get in here to take the chart, it will look like this. Get it started. Press here, lightly hold, and now I'm getting my ECG chart on the N58. Once it settles down, there we go. Okay, so just 2 slightly different looking charts. Both of them are acquiring this real time. It takes about 30 seconds. It saves that to the watch one time, and then you transfer it to the app, both of them, to the Wear Heart or Wear Health or one of the other similar apps that will work for tethering. You tether it over, transfer it over, and then you can analyze it there. Now, we're not going to go into the app because I did a thorough review of that on the N58. Check that review. You'll see this one will work exactly the same way. So I think that pretty much covers it. We've got the watch faces, all the different functions, heart rate, blood pressure, and ECG plus PPG built into this thing that has a plastic, not really TPU, but a plastic band that's removable. You could carry both of them in your pocket. The N58 is exactly the same size as far as oh, wow, look at that. Whoa, I wonder what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, they're about the same. So this one, a lot of wear and tear on the button, might die over time is my only concern because it's mechanical. No buttons on this one, but carrying it in your pocket, you may accidentally touch it a lot. So if you're going to wear it on your arm, this is a clean look, very nice. They're about the same thickness for both of them. Interchangeable bands, it looks like, exactly the same. So pick up whichever one you like. Again, this is the XANES Z03 from Banggood. Check the show notes down below. And again, I'm going to have at least 10 other ECG watches listed down there that you could go over and take a look at the pages. If any one of those in particular calls you that you'd like me to bring in for a review, leave a comment, okay? I think I'm going to pick up at least 2 of those 10 in addition to what you just saw, but probably not all of them for sure. That would just be way too much. And again, one more time, if you see any of those watches that are tethered to the Fundu app, avoid them. Don't buy them. If you think you're looking, if you're trying to get them for ECG, the ECG function does not work. It's total simulation. We could even call it fake on watches that tether to the Fundu app. The reason I'm really saying fake is because they're not even pretending that you have to touch the bezel and the electrodes on the back. it just goes right from the watch being on your arm when you're in the ECG mode and you turn it on the Microwear L7 and the number one DT28. Those are the two watches we know of right now that are tethered to that Fundu app. If you see any others or know of any others, appreciate you leaving that in the comments as well. An ECG watch using Fundu, Fundu Wear, or Fundu Pro for tethering. I'd like to know about it. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you again soon.